everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Shanrell. Today I am very excited because I am doing my eyeshadow roulette starting this February. So I did just one eyeshadow roulette last month. I'm thinking I want to do 2 a month now. I started to get kind of anxious to try different shadows towards the end of the month, so I think 2 weeks will be a good time to switch it up, try some new eyeshadows. So just in case you missed my first eyeshadow roulette video, eyeshadow roulette for me is I'm not trying to pan my eyeshadows, I'm just trying to get to know my eyeshadows better. I kind of went on a little bit of an eyeshadow buying spree, and there's a lot of them I have never used, so this is just a way for me to get some good use out of my palettes. So let's do a quick recap of the shades that I picked last month. The first shade that I picked last month was from my e.l.f. The New Classics palette. And it was this shade right here in the corner called Blanc. I'm going to try and see if you can see the dip that I've got going on. It's kind of hard to see. You can kind of see it in there. I'll insert a picture towards the end as well. But I used this shade 14 times, and I actually used it almost every time I did my eyeshadow, and I feel like I might have used it more than that. I'm not sure if I remember to put it down every time I did, which is annoying, but at least 14 times, and I used it constantly as an inner corner highlight and just as like to add some brightness to any look, and I used it a lot. I really liked it. The next 2 shades that I chose were both from my ABH Mario palette. Oops, I just dropped the brush. The first one was this one, Claudia. You can kind of see I've got a little bit of a mark going on in there. I didn't really use this as much for like all over the lid. I used it a lot as liner, and it worked really well for that. Although I did do 1 or 2 looks where I used it to deepen out the outer corner. I tried really hard to be adventurous. For me, that's adventurous. I don't typically go with dark navies like that, and I actually really enjoyed it. The other one from this palette that I chose was this one named Kim. You can see there's a pretty good divot going on in that one. That's probably the shadow I used the least this month, just because I felt like, you know, it went really well with this one, so I used these in looks together, but I felt like a lot of the other shadows I picked were more cool toned, and it didn't really go as well with the other ones I had chosen. But I did manage to use it some this month. I used Claudia 12 times and Kim 7 times. Next shade that I chose was from my Going Coconuts palette, and it was this one here in the corner named Culotta. Now, I really enjoyed getting to know this palette better. This is one of the newest ones in my collection. I really actually had just gotten it in the mail, so I hadn't had a chance to play around with it. I used Culotta a lot just as an all over the lid or kind of blown up into the crease shade, and I really liked it. I used it a lot, and I actually got to know a lot more of these shimmers as well. And I used Culotta 12 times. Let's see if we can get a close-up of that pan. It doesn't really look like I've touched it much, actually. But I did. I used it 12 times. The last shade that I chose was this one from my Cargo Cosmetics Tokyo in Bloom palette, and it's this dark one here called Shibuya. And that one, it's much harder to get a good look at the dip going on in there, but I do have a good dip. I'll try and post a picture that shows it a little bit better. This is the one I used most often to deepen up the outer corner, or sometimes I did use it as liner. There were some times when I had trouble blending it out. I don't know if that's just user error or if that is the shadow's fault. I am not positive, but I used Shibuya 10 times. Like I said, I wore a lot of those shadows in my videos last month. If you want to see how I use them, I tried to use them most, like if I wore eyeshadow, I tried to use 1 or 2 of those shadows each time. And I did try to take some pictures of the looks, but I gotta tell you, I have never felt more like a goober trying to pose to take a picture of eyeshadow. Those ladies on Instagram, I gotta hand it to them. It's well done. But I felt really dumb. So here we go with the fun part. I'm now going to use my Pretty Random app to choose 5 new shadows that I will focus on for the next 2 weeks. I did leave out of this some of the new palettes that I got last month. I really want to try and focus on some of the older palettes that I got last year. So I'll add those in maybe after I've done this a few more times, but for now I want to focus on my older ones. So here we go. Our first number is 26, 33, 88, 66, 28. So I have no idea if this is just perhaps a bad randomizer app or what, but more than one of those numbers I drew last month. So I'm gonna have to redo. Yeah, the first one I did 26, that was ABH Kim, the same one I had last time. So I'm gonna have to redo 1. Let's see what we get now. We got 4. Also 88 was one I got last time. That was the e.l.f. Blanc shade. Let's try another one. 92, also 66. That's crazy. I had 3 of the similar numbers. That was the ColourPop Culotta color. So let's do another one. 4 again. I just got 4. That's so strange. 117. Okay, so after re-rolling the numbers, which was just strange, having to do that a few times, we got 4, 33, 92, 117, and 28. So let's see what shades those are. So I'm really excited what number 4 was. Number 4 was one of my little single shadows. This is from IBY in the shade Fire and Ice. And this is an interesting shadow because it looks brown, but it's got a green. Can you see that? I can really see that well here in the light. Hopefully it's picking up well in the camera, but it's got kind of like a green shimmer in it. Let's swatch it out for you. Here. See if I can get that shimmer to pick up. Maybe a little bit, you can see it. I'm excited to try that out more on the eyes. I've only tried it once or twice. 33 is another shade from my ABH Mario palette, and it's this one called Fifth Avenue. Ooh, I haven't even tried this one yet. And I did buy this used, which is why there's some dips in ones I haven't tried before. Don't worry, yes, it is sanitized. Fifth Avenue, ooh, that's nice and soft. That is like a really pretty gold shimmer. When I say gold, like it's not super goldy gold, champagne-y gold maybe. 92 is another shade from my e.l.f. New Classics palette, and it's this shade right here called Beloved. Now I'm a little sad, honestly, to have picked that. That was one of the shades I gravitated to most in this palette, and then when I swatched it and used it in my eyes, it pulled so like an orangey pink on me. I'll show you when I swatch it. I don't know if it'll pull up right on the finger there, but we'll see. We'll get some more. I am sitting right in front of the window that can kind of wash the color out a little bit. Let's see. There, you can kind of see like the orangey pinky shift. I'm not sure if that's my favorite, but I'll try it out some more. 117 is from my Beauty Bakery Proof is in the Puddin' palette, and it is the shade Spiced Caramel, or Spiced Caramel, depending on where you're from. Let's see how that looks. Ooh. You have a very gold toned this month. Ooh. Oh boy, that is really gold. And the number 28 is actually another shade from my Mario palette. What do you know? It's this shade right here called Marina. Right next to Claudia there. Oh, I think that's probably gonna be my favorite shade this month. I can tell. That is super pretty. So I definitely have lots of shimmers going on. In fact, I think they're all shimmers. Yep, every single one. Well, that may probably try and use more of the mattes from each palette that these are from. Well, I'm looking forward to trying out different looks with these this month. I should have very shiny eyes all month. Thank you guys so much for being here with me. It's very exciting for me as I get to try out more shadows in my collection. I will do this again in 2 weeks, and I'll update you then on how it went with these shadows. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Stay warm and cozy wherever you are. If you have not done so, please like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye!